Why is it so hard to sell MSP services, and what can you actually do about it? Have you ever wondered why selling this MSP service is so impossible when you know that you're probably better than competitors? In this video, I'm going to break down why it is such a struggle and what you can do differently to actually close deals and also get over that nervous fear of, oh my goodness, I am selling. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs just like yourself grow their business by teaching you how to sell your services, especially on this channel, and how to market your services so you can generate an unlimited number of customers into your business and sell them at more profit. If you'd like to learn more, head over to growth-generators.com. We have programs, we have resources, vendor perks just for you watching this. You can grab some free vendor perks, blogs, a completely free Discord with 1,500 plus and growing members in here if you'd like to come hang out with us. Other than that, grab yourself some of the free resources: battle cards, acronym cheat sheets, business plans and structures, buyer persona templates, the mega marketing cheat sheet. That took me hours and hours to make, but I want to make sure that you crush your MSP goals. So if you'd like to learn more, head over to growth-generators.com. So let's dive into what the actual problem is, because I hear this constantly. Harrison, it is so hard to sell services. Harrison, I don't understand how to sell services. Harrison, I feel so I don't know what I'm selling. What am I selling these people? Right? I don't know. Or I feel like I'm always going to get rejected. And that's the worst one. Trust me, I've been there. It is a miserable, miserable problem to feel. And it actually took me a long time. This video took me a while to put together because I hear it, but I've heard all of it, and I wanted to make sure that I structured it right so that way you can digest it. And truthfully, the real problem is it's not actually you. Good news, right? It's actually the market. Let me explain. Most MSPs are really bad at marketing. A lot of them are not great at selling, but most of them are not good at marketing. And the reason that's important to understand is because if you look at competitors in my area, if you go on Google, you type in IT company or MSP near me, you're going to see a bunch of MSPs near you. And you're like, oh my God, there's so much competition in the space. And that's kind of true. Hear me out here. Before you think like, oh my God, there's too much competition, right? Every MSP on their website says proactive monitoring, 24/7 support, cybersecurity, backups. I'm sure this is probably sounding familiar to you, and you might even have this on your website. And that's kind of okay. But the thing is the market seems confusing, seems oversaturated because all MSPs are saying the exact same thing. So it's very hard to differentiate yourself. And that makes selling services even worse because it seems super, super hard. People aren't coming to you to want to do business with you, and they're giving you probably a lot of pushback when you try to sell them actual services. So I have a list of reasons here that I want to go through that are why it feels so challenging to go through. And I'm going to give you why it makes sense, but also ways to kind of overcome them so that way you don't feel that pressure of failing during a sale. Reason one, you are selling something invisible. And this sounds crazy, right? But when you take over the system, they don't see anything, right? They are basically giving you the keys to the castle. Here you go. And hoping that you're going to do something. Now, when you get your house painted, you see the paint go on the house. You get your roof done, you get your driveway done, you mow the lawn, you see something. You could physically go there and roll around on your lawn if that's what you're into, right? If you go buy something, right? I have a little neuro gum here on my desk, right? You get something in return. I go to an office now and I see a physical office that I pay every month rent to, right? In the MSP world, you are truly, in a lot of cases, selling something that is completely, completely invisible. Even at pest control, you kind of see them go around and spray the house, right? In our case, sometimes some of you don't even meet your clients. It's all done 100% remote. This is selling the invisible, right? It's like selling, we have to think about it like we're selling insurance, right? Everyone knows that they need it, but nobody wakes up excited to go buy it, right? I've never met somebody that's like, I cannot wait to go spend all of my money on insurance. It doesn't happen. But let me tell you, as somebody that has lived through a house fire, you thank God you have insurance, right? That's the interesting part about it. And you have to get over that mind hurdle that you're selling the invisible, because on the flip side of things, you're not selling the invisible. You're selling peace of mind to their customer. Peace of mind knowing that if something happens, you're there to support them. Peace of mind knowing that before problems arise, you are attacking them. That's the important part. Peace of mind that God forbid something does happen to the office. We have a backup offsite. That's what you're selling. You're selling that peace of mind. You're selling that closure to them that says, I can go to sleep on a Friday, wake up on a Monday, and people are just going to be able to work the way they're supposed to work instead of dealing with the stupid problems that they have to deal with all day, every day. Now, reason number two, your buyers don't know what they need, right? When you go to buy a car, you know that you need some type of car. If you have kids, probably a minivan or a larger SUV, right? Maybe you have a subcompact SUV if you're up in the northern 50 states. Maybe something that has four-wheel drive is something appealing to you because it snows where you live. Or maybe you want a convertible because it's nice year-round. Or maybe you're moving a lot of stuff and a pickup truck makes sense. But the buyer typically knows that in that scenario. And in many other scenarios, you're hungry, the hardest decision is what am I going to put in my mouth, right? And eat. You know that you need food. In the MSP world, our buyers don't know what they need. That's the hardest part. And it's tough to explain to most business owners what we do and how we do it because they truly just don't understand IT, right? They think they're fine until something breaks. I'm sure we've all heard that before. And then they realize that they should have called you months ago, or heck, maybe it was yesterday, right? It's very hard to get a business owner to fully understand that because they don't know what they need. And it is our job for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button and notification bell. And I say that jokingly, but seriously, because we have to act as professional salespeople. And if we don't act as professional salespeople to our customers, it they don't benefit in any way, right? Think of ourselves as doctors. Hey, maybe some of you have a PhD out there, right? But it is prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. And that's the exact same thing. When we think about ourselves as doctors and somebody comes into us, right? Or we go to the doctor, what does the doctor do? Hey, what's bothering you, right? Oh, my elbow hurts. Okay, when does your elbow hurt? It hurts when I go to swing because I heard it playing pickleball, right? Okay, well, what else hurts? Well, nothing really else. Okay. Does it hurt when you do this? Does it hurt when you do this? What actions make it bothered? Have you tried icing it? They ask a million questions because they don't want to prescribe something without diagnosing the actual problem. And we as professional salespeople have to do the exact same thing. We can't go through it saying, well, they're telling us this, and we can just take that as face value. We need to do a little bit more diving to make sure that what we prescribe is not malpractice. We sell them what they actually need, and we take the time to understand their business and their actual needs. Number three is, and I kind of hinted this at before, every MSP sounds the same. You go online, you type it in, right? It is a slightly crowded marketplace, but it's really not a slightly crowded marketplace. Everyone has watched videos from years and years and years ago from other creators out there that they were conditioned. They went to conferences to say the exact same thing. And if you sound like every other MSP on the planet, you're going to get the worst thing, and that's a comparison on price and objections. And nobody wants to be in that space to compete with, but nobody wants to deal with those things in general anyway. We have to make sure that we differentiate ourselves so that way there's never that question, right? There are plenty of different businesses that have tons and tons of competition. You're not going to win every deal, and competition's better for the market as a whole. But we have to make sure that we understand, hey, we're going to have competitors, but we can't sound the same. Give you a little story on this one, right? Hopefully you've hit that like button and subscribe button. I had to just buy a roof. I had a leak in my house. Unfortunately, I had to buy a roof. And I went through the sales process with every single one of them. It's always exciting to see how other businesses sell their services. So I said, you know what, let me go through the process of buying a roof. Now I live in a pretty moderately sized house, And I needed one, and I didn't really know what the process was. I was aware online that I could potentially fix it, and I said, "You know what? I'd rather just get a new one." I don't know how old it actually is. I know it's pretty darn old. So we got a roof. I got about 8 quotes from people. I went online and just let me hit up everybody. Some specialized installers that have certifications, others not, and I went through, and only 2 of them had a very interesting process where they sat down. They were able to differentiate themselves against everyone else. They sat down, they went through the process with me, they showed me the shingles, they showed me the materials underneath. It was a really cool experience. And then they talked about how and why they do their process and what makes their process different, because it was a little different. I went through a similar spiel with a lot of them. A lot of them didn't sit down, but they showed me the materials and all that. But specifically, 2 of them went all the way through this entire presentation. They warranty and what includes it in the warranty and why it's important, and they want you to see it, and they walk you through each step, which was very interesting. Only one, actually, both of them followed up. So out of 8 different competitors, only 2 of them followed up on the sale, and only one of them got the sale. The reason one of them got the sale is he goes, "Hey, I know that you have valuables. You have dogs, and we also have chickens. I have 10 chickens currently, if you're wondering." And he goes, "We do something a little bit different. I would never want anything to happen to your dogs. So we actually go through, we roll your lawn." So it's a giant magnet that rolls. "We roll your lawn 3 separate times. One in the beginning after we remove the roof, a second time when the new roof is finished installing, and a third time the next day. 3 different people come and roll your lawn. So that way there's no chance," right? Obviously, I can't promise anything, but there's no chance there's a nail on the ground that my dogs won't either eat or step on, or even me step on down the road. And I said, "Wow, that's incredible." Just that gave him the winning advantage over the other competitor, because the other competitor didn't understand my needs as a customer and my fears as a customer as well. That's why they got the sale. They also followed up, and the fortune is in the follow up. I've said that plenty of times. Reason number 4, it takes forever to build trust. We're asking people to give us a ton of money, right? Which is great, as we should. We should be making great money for what we do working in technology. But you're asking somebody to hand over, in exchange for money, their data, their system, the security, their peace of mind, those keys to the castle. And we have to position as, I'm not here to just take your money and all of that. They're really giving us a lot. I am here to do something different, and that's to build a partnership. You want to basically tell the customer or persuade them into believing, that sounds terrible, but you want to make them believe that it is a partnership, because it truly is. You need them to grow for you to grow, and in return, they need to not do dumb things so you can remain profitable, right? It's a very symbiotic relationship. But we want to build trust with them, and that trust can come through content, relationships, consistency, showing up with donuts. The list goes on and on. But it's going to take some time, and that also, building that trust part, happens through the entire process of when they become a customer. But not only when they become a customer, the entire time before they become a customer, when they are in the sales phase. That is the most important thing. It may take 3, 6, 9 months, a year, 2 years to close deals. It's not uncommon. 2 years might be on the long side if they unless they have a contract. But it's important to understand that you're not going to close them tomorrow. They need to trust you with their data, their systems, their security, the keys to the castle, what allows them to pay for their mortgage, their cars, their fun activities, all of that good stuff. It's very important, and it takes time, and it cannot be rushed. Now, number 5 is you're selling, and if you've waited this long, golden nugget incoming, asking you one last time, like, subscribe, notify. You are probably selling the features and not the benefits. Or you're not selling the outcome of what they're actually getting. It doesn't matter what you want to call it. Most MSPs talk about what they do: firewalls, patching, monitoring, 24/7 support. But what clients really care about, as I mentioned a little bit before, they care about how often they're capable of working. At the time of making this video, just the other day, AWS East went down. And guess what? Chaos ensued, right? We have to make sure that we let our customers know, hey, we are on top of these things. We are staying on the pulse, knowing what's going to happen. And anytime something does happen, we are going to notify you. We can help you with uptime, safety, growth, making sure your employees can work, that peace of mind when somebody actually works with you. It's not 24/7 monitoring. It's your team never loses a day of productivity again. That's the benefit to them. Because let's say that person makes $100,000 a year, that's $50 an hour. If they don't work for half the day, that's $200 lost on that one team member. Now, multiply that by 10 or 20 or a full outage for God forbid a whole day. That is a massive, massive problem for a business, and you don't want to sell them the features of what you're doing. You want to sell them the benefits, the outcomes that they get when they actually work with you. So I hope that you found value in this video. If you did, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. I hope this was a good wake up call for some of you. I get it. It's hard, it's uncomfortable going out there making the sales. This channel is specifically designed to help you. If you want more help, you want coaching directly from me, head over to the program MSP Heroes. That is all we do, all we talk about, so you can absolutely crush it in your business. I appreciate you as always. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.